Okay, good morning or afternoon or evening, whatever it is for you today. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a yoga snack, so kind of a shorter sequence. Might take about 20 minutes or so, give or take. So making sure you have time for that, and of course, any movement that you get in will be just great. I'm pretty layered up. It's really cold for me outside today, and inside, I guess. So if you are needing a little warm up, this will be kind of the focus of this, is to release a little bit of tension, but also, warm up a little bit. And when we're cold, we tend to hold a lot of tension. So what a great metaphor and literal experience for us to use this with. So we'll begin in seated today. Just kind of crisscross applesauce. You can also be on your knees if that's more comfortable, but I'm preferring to be this. So what we'll do is just make sure that our hips are nice and on the ground, pointed upward, our hip points here. Our shoulders are above our hips, so we're not necessarily leaning over. We're not here. We're just coming into a little string, just going right up to the ceiling. Have our hands wherever is comfortable. I'm going to place mine on my knees. You can either lower your gaze or close your eyes. And just start to focus on your breath in and out. And go ahead and take an inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. Do that twice more. Inhale through your nose. And exhale through your mouth. One more with this. And out through the mouth. Now see if you can just focus that flow of air in through the nose and then out through the nose. So as the breath comes in and down, all the way to the belly. And as you exhale from the nose, bring it up through the belly, up and out. If you have Ujjayi breath, you can begin that here as well. Just kind of like that Darth Vader sound. Like a little constriction in the back of the throat. And still breathing through the nose. Try to even out your inhales and your exhales. Do about 3 more breaths here. Breathing in a way that's comfortable for you. Great, great. Now you can keep your eyes closed or your gaze lowered. And on our next exhale, you'll continue to breathe, of course, throughout the practice. Don't forget that. But we're just going to take on that exhale our ear to our shoulder. It can be anyone. And we'll bring it forward, chin to chest. And then other ear to shoulder. And just take a few rounds of this, going down, over, chin to chest, ear to shoulders, going opposite ear and shoulder, alternating. You find somewhere sticky, like I just did, go ahead and take a little extra second to stay there, breathe into it. And exhale, release. You may find that the same side is sticky. Take a few more nice rolls here. Go ahead and even it out a little bit. Again, eyes closed, or you can keep them open. Gaze still soft. Make sure the shoulders are above the hips still. Now our neck is in neutral. Again, that string is bringing us back up. And we'll just take a couple of shoulder rolls. Just take it back, up and back. Yeah. All right, go ahead and move it forward this time. Now get a little weird. Maybe you're alternating which one's going forward. Now alternate going back. Go ahead and take one or two more all the way back. I obviously have a shoulder thing going on if you can hear that. And find some stillness. Next, what we'll do is go ahead and just take some circles. So your upper body, you're really leaning forward and then curling back. So you want to make sure your spine is rounding on your way back. And then coming forward. Rounding back. Take your time here. We're just waking up the spine, getting moving. Maybe inhale as you come forward. Exhale as you curl back. One more here. And we'll reverse sides. So now we're going to the opposite direction. And I turn so you can see. You didn't have to turn, just so you know. But you can. Your mat is for you, wherever you want to be today. Go ahead and take about two more to even it out over here. Last one here. Excellent. And we'll find that neutral spine again. Shoulders over hips. String taking us towards the ceiling. And from here, we'll inhale our hands up high. And exhale and just bring them down a little bit. Pair our hands to the chest. Inhale, sweeping them back up from the sides, touching the palms. Prayer hands. One more here. Oh yeah, really just waking up those shoulder joints, bringing it down. This time, as we inhale, our hands back up, palms touch. When we exhale, we're just going to lean over to the left side. So you'll drop the left arm, bring that right arm up overhead. You lean over. Take a nice big breath in here. Into that side body, making sure your shoulder's not coming forward. It's still staying pretty back, like you're in a level plane. We inhale, we'll come back up. And as we exhale, we'll go to the other side, to the right. Nice, again, nice big inhale. Into that side body, I can certainly feel that. And release. Bringing it back to center. And hands to heart center, coming all the way to our chest. Next, we're going to get into a little bit of our flow, warming up a little bit more. Maybe take a couple wrist circles as you start to adjust, move, maybe move your ankles, just some little extra movements as we come into tabletop. And from here, again, want to give a little bit of a neutral spine. right? So head, just kind of from tailbone to the crown of your head, nice little line. And you want to take your hands and have them nice and grippy, your fingertips pretty grippy here. And so that weight's not all in your wrist. We're just going to take a couple little wrist circles. We'll be putting a little bit on them today. So we just want to make sure they're nice and warmed up. So you can get your hips into this. You can kind of just giving ourselves some wrist circles, nice and gentle. So you can really feel the pads of your fingers too. So that grip, you can kind of play with that. Go in reverse directions. Just kind of opening all this up. And we'll come into a little bit of a mini flow before we get started into our little more intense one. So from here, we'll bring some stillness. Again, keeping your knees under the hip point, neutral spine. As you inhale, tip the tailbone, lift your head, shoulder blades back, opening the chest. And as you exhale, beginning to round the spine as you bend the elbows, keeping them forward, coming down into a child's pose. As you inhale, bringing it back up. Again, tipping the tailbone, expanding the chest. And as you exhale, tuck your toes and bring the hips up, straighten the knees. As you come into a downward dog, knees can be bent as much as needed. As you inhale, go ahead and drop back down. Inhaling into opening the chest, tipping the tailbone. As you exhale, rounding the spine, bending the elbows as you come back into a child's pose. As you inhale, back into that kind of cow position. And then as you exhale, pushing back into the downward dog. Inhale, coming back. We're going to do this about 4 more times on your own breath. So inhale, cow. Every time you inhale, you'll be doing a cow, and every time you exhale, you'll be alternating between the child's pose and downward dog. Just moving with the breath. Your breath. We're just waking up all of these systems, all of these body positions, the spine, arms, legs, the whole kit and caboodle. I just said kit and caboodle. All right. Take about 2 more. Doing great. Coming up again. And continue that breath that you had earlier. Really just focusing in through the nose, out through the nose. If it feels too much, that's when you can kind of release through the mouth. Cow. Downward dog. Now I know I said that was kind of our last flowy round, and that is true. But we're going to go ahead and inhale back into that cow, wherever you are. Exhale, go ahead and drop back into child's pose, and here we'll stay for about 3 breaths. Now we did all that moving. Let's see how it feels. Continue to breathe into your belly, even in this position. One more breath here. All the way out. We'll inhale back into that cow. You may guess it, but we're going to that downward dog next. And we'll hold this for 3 breaths. Feel free to kind of pedal around, move around a little bit, but we'll stay here for 3 breaths. Remember to keep those fingertips gripped so you're not putting all the weight into your wrists either. you can breathe out of your mouth here. Our next part's gonna be a little intense. Maybe not that intense, but it could be. You choose. Choose your own adventure. All right, excellent, excellent. Now from here, you can adjust if you need to, but we're gonna bring that right leg up. Again, we'll do a little flow and then we'll do a little stay as we get through this. So we'll do this a couple times on each side. Inhaling that right leg up. Exhale as we bring it forward into a plank. We drop that right foot in between the hands. We'll inhale, come on up to our high lunge. So we're up on our toes on our left side, bending into that right knee. Arms can be up or they can be here, whatever's comfortable for you. You'll see the back side of me real quick as I drop this, coming into a warrior. So nice and plain, you can see how it is from the back. Again, bending that knee, keeping it in line with the toes. And then exhale, you can go ahead and shift those left feet forward, hands come down, back into a plank. Keep your hands nice and in tight as your elbows come down, chaturanga. You can get on your knees too if that's good. Inhale, maybe a cobra or this upward dog. And then exhale, back to downward dog. We'll do that on the other side and then we'll take a couple of rounds all together. So go ahead and weight into your right foot, left foot comes up. Exhale, shifting it forward, left foot comes between the hands. Upper body comes up as we are in a high lunge now. We shift the right leg down, coming into a warrior two. Look over those hands, your hands are pulling apart. And then shifting down, pivoting. So we come back into a high plank, chaturanga. Inhale into a cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Excellent. Here we go again. Inhale, right leg up. Exhale, shifting forward. Inhale, we're coming up into that high lunge. Exhale, dropping down. Nice breath here. Then our warrior two. And then bringing it down. Continue to breathe, plank. Exhaling into that chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Or cobra, exhaling. Shifting into downward dog. Other side now. So inhaling that left foot up. Shifting forward. Left foot drops. Inhaling into our high lunge. We really feel it right in here. Exhaling, dropping those down. Warrior two. Nice, big and open. And shifting again. High plank. Chaturanga as you exhale. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. We'll go again on each side. Maybe add a little bit, play around if you like. Coming from that three-legged dog to our high lunge. And a warrior two. You can see what it's like from the back and the front. Shifting forward. Again, you can add and take away as much as you want here. This is for you. Getting a little warmed up. Upward dog. Our little mini vinyasa here. And then here we go again. Left leg. Shifting forward. Got my socks on. It's so cold. But I'm warming up here. Warrior two. Beautiful. Then shifting down. Again, our vinyasa. And you can be on your knees, whatever's good. This time, as we inhale that right leg up, we're just gonna bend. You can take some circles, but we're gonna stay here for a breath or two. One more. Great. Now go ahead and shift forward. Dropping that, we'll come into that high lunge. Here, as we inhale, we're actually going to take our hands behind our head. And we exhale, bring them back up. Maybe you interlaced your hands. As you inhale, elbows out. This, just facing forward. Last one. And lifting the hands. Now we'll shift into that warrior two. So your left toes are down, arms come out. And from here, I know you can't see me on this side. Let me go ahead and switch here. You're in your warrior two. You're gonna just do inhale, bring your hands to your heart. Your right knee bends forward, or straightens, sorry. As you exhale, your right knee bends forward, arms come back out. Go ahead and take that again. Last one here. Beautiful. And then shift forward. Drop the hands. Right leg comes back. Chaturanga. Upward dog or cobra. And taking it back to downward dog. Opposite side, we'll do the same thing. So left leg comes up. I'm going to go ahead and shift around. Go ahead and bend that knee while you're there. Again, we'll stay here for a breath or two. Really kind of trying to point that knee up to the sky. Remember to keep your finger pads all good here. Weight in your finger pads. Great. Now we'll shift it forward. Dropping that left foot in between your hands. Inhaling. And as we inhale, we'll take those interlaced hands behind. Just a little bit of an opening, not quite a back bend, but just a little opener. And exhale, lifting them back up. Inhale. And exhale. Last one here. And we'll shift that heel down into that left knee. Warrior two arms. And as we inhale, straightening the left knee, bring the hands to the heart. Exhale, bring it all back into that warrior two, stretching those hands out wide. Again, as we inhale, bring it back in. Exhale, back out here. Beautiful, beautiful. And then we'll shift forward again, doing a little vinyasa. Whichever one feels good for you. But we'll meet in downward dog again. Go ahead and take a second to really just kind of pedal it out. Look at your V. Just inhale, exhale, definitely out through your mouth. Release some of that heat. Excellent. Do that 2 more times. Once more. Excellent. Now from here, you can go ahead and just start to walk your hands towards your feet or your feet towards your hands, whichever one feels good for you today. And we'll just come into a forward fold. So here your knees can be bent as much as they need to as well. But you want to have your head kind of going towards the ground. You really want to feel this stretch more so in your lower back, not necessarily in your hamstrings. So that's where kind of bending helps you kind of adjust that where you feel that. And we'll just take a couple breaths here. You can sway a little side to side if that feels good. Again, this is a little yoga snack, so do what feels good for you today. You might notice how some things feel different. Just kind of moving around. Maybe you want to take your hands, interlace them behind, punch them out a little bit. Just a little more gentle than a punch. Maybe that wasn't the right word to use. Open up that chest. Wherever you are, you can just kind of shake your head yes and no. And on your next inhale, we're going to straighten the legs, straighten the back as we come into a halfway lift. So shooting out from tailbone to the crown of the head, like we did in our neutral tabletop earlier. Hands either above the knees or below the knees, not on the knees. And on your next exhale, go ahead and release back down. Next inhale, bring the arms up overhead, lifting with your chest, up, coming all the way up to standing. And release the arms. Excellent. Now from here, I'm going to move a little to the side. You can stay where you are. But we want to get a little bit of, we're going to end in standing today, so that way you can go about your day. Being in a yoga snack, we want to make sure you can keep going. But we're going to come into a little bit of a tree first, a little balancing, and get a little bit of these hamstrings and things too. So you can go ahead and put the weight into your left leg as you take your right, maybe your right heel comes above the left ankle, got yourself a little kickstand. Your hands can go anywhere that's comfortable, heart centered, down, up, hands on hips, whatever is good for you. This is one option. Stay here if that feels good. Your knees pointing out to the side. Or you can take that bottom of the right foot to the left calf. Or just making sure it's below the knee. Or you can take it above the knee. My pants are really stretchy and weird, so I have to help because it's going to slide. And I'm in my socks, so there's that. But you'll kind of hold this here. And again, maybe stay for a couple breaths, find some stillness, keeping your toes grippy too. Excellent. Now go ahead and maybe you drop it down to the ground. Maybe you keep it up and just bend it where that, kind of like we're in a recline pigeon, but we're standing up. So you've got that right knee over the above your left knee, and you got just that right knee hanging out there. Maybe your hands are again on your hips, maybe they're at your heart center. And your next exhale, just kind of shift back, keeping that right foot flexed, almost like a chair. So we're in like a figure 4 chair. You can also get down on the ground and do a recline pigeon if that feels good too. So you'll be on your back, same position, and you'll just kind of grab behind that left thigh. Excellent. If you're doing recline pigeon and you're down on the ground, totally fine. You can stay there. You can also, if you're standing up, you can stand and then maybe come into a forward fold with this figure 4 variation. So head coming down towards the ground. Left knee has a little bit of a bend. And you should feel it really in that same spot that you would in reclined pigeon, that outer hip there. Continue to breathe. And again, you can lift up. Go ahead and drop the right leg. Maybe wiggle it out a little bit if you're standing. If you're in reclined pigeon, go ahead and bring that position down. And we're going to move on to the other side. We did start with a tree on this side. So if you are reclined, finding a fun, nice way to get back up. Put the weight into the right leg this time. Maybe your left heel comes over the right ankle. Cool. This is perfectly fine. You can stay here. You can also take that left bottom of the foot to the right calf. Also cool. Again, making sure it's below the knee, or you can take it above the knee. Again, my pants and my socks are not working so well for me today. And we'll stay here for a breath or two, just finding some balance. Maybe find something to focus on that's not moving. Awesome. Now again, maybe you drop the leg, maybe not. If you'd like to go ahead and get into recline pigeon, you can take the vinyasa all the way down, or you can, again, stay standing. We'll just take this left foot, cross it over our right above the knee. So our left knee is coming out. We're coming into this recline or this pigeon figure four situation. If you're standing, we're just going to come to sitting into a little bit of a chair. So just bringing it back, keeping that left foot flexed. Your hands can go wherever is comfortable. And again, if you're reclined, hanging out there, all good. Awesome, awesome. All right, again, if you're in recline pigeon, just keep it there, you're good to go. If you are standing, go ahead and stand back up and then just hinge at the hips. We're coming into a forward fold. Hands come down towards the ground. Maybe you've got some blocks to help support you. Keeping that left foot flexed. Right knee has a little bit of a bend. Head's coming down towards the ground. We'll stay here for about 2 more breaths. Awesome, awesome. Gently, slowly balancing on up, or you can drop the leg if you need to before then. Again, if you're in reclines, go ahead and bring it down. And if you're in reclines, you can hang out and just do a lying shavasana. If you're standing, we're just going to be ready to move on with our day. And so we'll just take our feet to be underneath our hips, heel points underneath our hip points, shoulders over our hip points. That string that we had earlier going straight up towards the sky. If you're lying down, great. Just let it all hang loose. And go ahead and let your palms shine forward or up towards the sky. You just receive and feel. You can lower your eyes here. And you start to take those nice deep breaths in and out like we did at the beginning. And try to focus, bring them in and out through your nose. The breath comes in and down. And as it goes out, it's up and out. And just notice how your body feels different. And where it felt tight, maybe you can give a little love to it today. And you can stay here as long as you like, whether you're lying or you're standing. Just noticing, seeing where the energy is falling and moving and staying. Whenever you're ready, you start to bring a little more movement, a little more sway. We'll take a big inhale, bring our hands up overhead. Exhaling down to heart center. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope you enjoyed this yoga snack, and I hope to see you again soon.